Picture a world where calling someone by the wrong pronoun sparks outrage, a librarian is threatened for recommending a classic novel, and a tiny protest halts a university lecture. Douglas Murray opens the madness of crowds walking through this cultural chaos, where ideology combusts identities and moral clarity evaporates. But why have debates over gender and race become battlegrounds instead of discussions? What's fueling this frenzy? We're about to unravel the curious madness gripping modern crowds. Murray dives into the boiling pot of identity politics, where the individual melts into the collective. How did this obsession with categories swamp our politics and culture? In Britain, a teacher named Maya Forstater was fired after tweeting that sex is immutable. Her case became emblematic, showing how transgender ideology began to reshape workplaces and schools overnight, where ideological purity tests replaced dialogue and simple biological facts became taboo subjects. Imagine social status like a currency in a futuristic marketplace. In this market, identities, race, gender, sexual orientation became the new cash, traded not for goods but for moral authority and social acceptance. The louder and more victimized your identity, the richer your social capital, fueling competition rather than community. And here's the twist: these movements champion freedom yet impose severe limits on speech. Murray illustrates this paradox, freedom's idolization on one hand, with swift censorship on the other. It's like celebrating free speech while installing surveillance cameras on every conversation, chilling anyone who dares to disagree. As social media explodes, Murray argues tech acts like a magnifying glass, amplifying rage and sharpening divides. But how exactly does this digital stew stir societal madness? Remember the case of Justine Sacco? In 2013, before boarding a flight to South Africa, she tweeted a poorly judged joke. Hours later, her tweet exploded into a global outrage storm. She lost her job and became a cautionary tale of the digital age's unforgiving speed and scale. Tech platforms reward outrage like a game's high score. Posting a scandalous tweet or virtue signal earns likes, shares, and followers, digital points that feed an addictive cycle. This gamification turns serious issues into contests of who can be the most outraged or morally superior. But virtual mobs leave bruises offline. Murray shows how a viral insult can provoke real-world threats or self-censorship. This creates a climate where people police their language not out of respect but raw fear, undermining genuine dialogue and pushing society toward echo chambers. At the heart of chaos lies a desperate need for calm. Murray doesn't just diagnose, he points toward a way out through forgiveness and sanity. What does that look like today? The book highlights how forgiveness breaks cycles of anger. For example, after a heated Black Lives Matter protest, a local Minneapolis group invited opposing community members to share stories rather than slogans. This act of listening disarmed hostility and sparked real empathy, showing forgiveness isn't weakness but boldness. Murray warns against cementing victimhood as an identity badge. People trapped in permanent grievance risk losing agency and hope. Shunning this mindset frees individuals to move beyond pain and rebuild their lives and communities with resilience and purpose. The final insight: sanity demands rebuilding fractured conversations. Instead of shouting past each other in ideological camps, Murray urges returning to curious, respectful dialogue, reminding us that the rich complexity of human identity can be a bridge, not a barrier, if only we dare to listen. Remember that library on edge at the start? It's not just a place but a symbol where ideas should meet, not battle. Murray's book reminds us the madness isn't inevitable, it's fueled by fear and silence. The next time you feel caught in the crowd's frenzy, try stepping back, asking why, and then listen deeply before you speak. That small move might just clear the fog. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.